What's up, guys? Welcome to benicellguy and welcome to episode number 3 of this series on benicellguy. What do I think? If you guys don't know what it is, maybe you guys are my new subscribers. What do I think is basically where I pick out a topic that's tech related and I give you guys my thoughts about it. And what I'm going to be doing in this video or this series is I'm going to be talking about Apple says that the iPod Touch is the best portable game player out there in the mobile gaming market. So there's the iPod Touch. This is the 4th generation, and the day I am filming this video is on March 21st, Wednesday, and I am recording this at 5:44 p.m. I do have to keep that in mind, so that way this video doesn't go over 10 minutes. My last episode, it went over 10 minutes, and I do apologize for that, and I ended up having to put it into 2 separate parts. My limit is actually 15, but my goal is to keep it under 15. So if you guys see me looking at the clock, I do apologize. Now, Apple says this iPod Touch right here is the best portable game player out there for mobile gaming. And they even did a comparison with the Sony Psp and the Nintendo DS, saying that even with both of those sales combined, the iPod Touch still beats it. Now, in my opinion, those facts don't mean anything to me. Meaning, like, the iPod Touch, it is a good gaming device, but it's not the best for mobile gaming. And let me just give you guys some data on what the sales are right now. And I'm not going to be comparing it with the PSP and the Nintendo DS because those are pretty much older devices. What we're in right now, on the day this video is being recorded, is the PS Vita and then the Nintendo 3DS. Let me give you guys an update on how those sales are going, as well as the iPod Touch. So, let's first start off with the Nintendo 3DS. It was launched, I believe, last year in 2011. I'm not completely sure when the exact date was, but from there to now, it has sold 4.5 million units, and the PS Vita was only launched in February last month, and so far they sold 1.2 million units worldwide. That's amazing. And as far as the iPod Touch is concerned, I don't have the actual data for that because we all know what the iPod Touch sales are like, because Apple started selling the iPod Touch around 2007, and the PSP was actually launched in 2005. However, it wasn't too hot anymore because of the iPod Touch. So, without further ado, let's get on to the video. Now, I don't have a PS Vita with me, but I do have a Sony Psp. And there it is. This is the PSP 1000 series. There you go. And there's the back of it. Now, when I got this, I was really amazed into mobile gaming. And then, when I started hearing things about the iPod Touch being the best portable game player, I'm like, that thing doesn't even compete with this thing. Now, here's the iPod Touch, and as you can see, it is razor thin, and this is what made me thought that the iPod Touch isn't the best portable game player out there, because as far as the hardware is concerned, but the hardware is not the main concern about here, but this is something to keep in mind because you do have to be mindful of what you're playing with. So the iPod Touch, as you can see, it is razor thin, and that could be a problem because sometimes when you're playing your game on here, it just feels too slippery in your hand. Like, it's not a comfortable experience because of how thin it is. Like, you really need to be able to hold on to something. Like, you need to have the ability to feel that you are holding on to something, because right now, as I'm holding this with no case on it, I feel like I could just easily slip this thing out of my hand, which I'm not going to do, otherwise that'd be horrible. Now, as far as the PSP is concerned, this has an amazing feel to it. Even though this is the 1st generation of the PSP, and it is thicker than the PSP Slim, the PSP 2000, 3000, and it is thicker than PSP Go, even though the PSP Go is smaller. And I'm guessing the PS Vita must be a little bit thinner than this, but a little bit bigger because it has a 5-inch screen on it, whereas this only has a 4.3-inch screen on it. And it just feels like you're holding on to something. Now, as far as the iPod Touch is concerned, there are some alternatives you can do to get this thing thicker. One, very simple, just buy a case. Get an OtterBox case. For me personally, if I were to have a device like this, I would use a OtterBox because of how thin it is, and I can't stand the feel of it. Even if I'm not gaming, I can't stand the feel of it. And if you guys have a crappy case like this, the Riot Outfitter slider case, as you can see, if I put this case on, it doesn't add that much thickness to the iPod itself. 548. Okay, I've already gone about 4 minutes on this video. Anyway, the iPod Touch, it's okay to game on it, but that's something to keep in mind. Also, like some games that you have on here, like not all of those games are developed to rotate your device, so you can play it in this way, this landscape mode, and then this landscape mode. Now, why would somebody want to do that? Well, because you have the speaker right here, and you don't want to be covering it up. Otherwise, you have to find an alternative to make sure you're not covering that speaker up, such as like the Jawbone Jambox speaker that connects to your device through Bluetooth. Now, let's talk about the games on here. The games that are available for the iPod Touch is in the Apple App Store, and the App Store, like, it does have some games in there like Angry Birds, Fruit Ninja, Call of Duty, Modern Combat, Nova. Now, the last 3 games that I just mentioned right now, those are first-person shooters. Now, I actually tried playing a first-person shooter on my iPhone right here, and I didn't have a good experience on it. Like, it was okay, but the worst game I think I ever played on here was Call of Duty Zombies. Like, I would much rather play Call of Duty on this than this, because first of all, you only have touchscreen as your main controls. That's not a good thing. I want physical buttons. I want more buttons. I want it to look complicated even though it's so simple. I want a D-pad. I want action buttons. I want a start button to pause my game. I want a select button, you know. It's just that the iPhone or iOS devices in general, it is complicated to play with just a touchscreen on here. And I don't know about you guys, maybe this isn't effective for everybody else, because the reason why most people buy the iPod Touch, I should be holding this instead of the dedicated gaming portable devices, we got the PSP, and this one right here, we got the Nintendo DS. So, the reason why people go for this is because they just like the user experience on the device itself, and then the fact that they think they can just download games on here, that's great. That's why people would much rather go for this instead of this or the Nintendo DS. Plus, not everybody is a hardcore gamer. I think what this is meant for is for hardcore gamers. And it could be this too, but it's in a mix of, you know, just basic gaming or something, because you know, you got Mario on here, Sonic, and then you basically got like a lot of kids games for this. Now, here's the thing people say, the price of the games on the App Store. Some of them are somewhat cheap. No, some of them are really cheap, like Angry Birds, Fruit Ninja, but when you get into hardcore games like Nova and Call of Duty, they do cost around $6.99, I guess, maybe some higher than that. But when you get games for this, and even the Nintendo DS over here, the games you're buying for this will cost you around 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, because those are really expensive games. However, it does take a while for the developers to make those games. Now, I always wondered, how come the prices for the games for dedicated gaming devices are more expensive than what you get on the App Store from Apple? Here's the reason why. These are basically just basic games. They're more simple games, but what you get on this, sometimes depending what you're looking for, you do get what you paid for, because you're getting a great gaming experience and you're getting a game where you can actually have fun and play on the go. Some people, when they play a game on the go, they just want a simple gaming device. And then they'll go for the iPod Touch, the iPhone, and possibly the iPad. Now, as far as gaming is concerned on the iPad, I actually tried playing Angry Birds on the iPad itself, and me personally, out of all between these iOS devices right here, I actually think the iPad is a great gaming device, but is it the best? Nah, I'm not sure. And the one thing that really kicks me is that why is Apple advertising this as the best gaming platform or best gaming device than the iPhone? Because even though this is a second generation iPhone right here, this still has more power than this. Like, I don't understand. The reason why iPhones have more powers than this device is because look how thin it is, and then look how thick this is. The thicker the device is, the more power they can put in here, the more processors, the more RAM. Whereas this, you're just getting less than that. Maybe you might even get half of this. I'm not sure. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to ramble too long in this video right here because I am up to 10 minutes right now. But I want to know, what do you guys think about Apple's quote? The iPod Touch is the best portable gaming device out there. Because me personally, like, even though the iPod Touch sold more than the Nintendo 3DS, more than the PS Vita, those numbers don't mean anything to me. In fact, like, the games you're getting on here, this is great. I mean, don't get me wrong, but as far as hardcore gaming, I think I would much rather play it on this. Anyway, guys, this was my third episode of What Do I Think? For more updates, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/benicellguy, and go ahead, click on my logo at the top right hand corner of this video if you guys haven't yet, to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care now.